Hello and welcome back to the Audience Radio Show. I'm Camilla, but another person is Michael McLeod. Hi, Michael. You're down in Dunedin, aren't you?
Correct, yeah. I'm in Port Chalmers at the moment, which is about 10 k's out the harbour from Dunedin.
That's a beautiful part of the world, and namely New Zealand. I went to once a rave past Port Chalmers in a cave. They call it Crave.
Yeah, right, was it in sort of the Long Beach Cave or somewhere around there?
Something like that. It was freezing cold and I wasn't really into raving, so I sat down and...
Yeah.
Anyway, this really isn't about me. It's about you. Now, you are the man behind the Shifting Sands. Now, this actually started out as a bunch of songs, didn't it? And it ended up as a solo album and band. Was that always the case, that it was just meant to be some songs you were recording?
Yeah, I was just working on an album project, and I guess I started it around 2010, 2011, and I put together a few. I've been playing in various bands, but I sort of hadn't really found a band that I felt totally comfortable in, so I just decided to put together a few different rhythm sections and do a bit of, I think there's about 16 different people involved in what ended up becoming an album. So there's about 3 different rhythm sections and then lots of other guests coming in to do overdubs, and it was, just pretty much a solo record with lots of help from lots of other people. And then, so then finished the record and then released the record and then put together a live band to start touring that record in 2012.
Wow, how much organising is it to get 16 people to come in and contribute? And what are you solely responsible for apart from writing the songs?
Yeah, sure. Okay. It was a little bit of effort trying to coordinate 16 people. I basically put together 3 different rhythm sections, and we did 3 different tracking sessions.
Wow.
In 3 different locations. I wrote the songs. Tom Bell, who plays in the live band, plays bass in the live band, and is currently recording our second album that we're working on at the moment. He probably recorded half of the record. And played on the other half, and then Tex Houston sort of recorded the other half of the first record. So there was a few logistics involved. It was fairly casual. It was supposed to be a fun project, so we were having a good time, and it was just lots of friends sort of getting together, and I was throwing people a few curveballs, and there was lots of sort of learning songs on the spot in the studio, and trying to get a take out of them on the same evening and that kind of thing. So it was fun. Yeah.
I want to ask you a little bit about the Gums and Murdering Beach, where you were recording for the next album, which is due out this year. Those places are so, historically speaking, they're really rich and, well, the very early sort of settler community within New Zealand. What made you decide to record at the Gums? Yeah,
so I own a small sort of shack, really, I suppose, in the Gums, which is about 10, 15 kilometres away from Port Chalmers, or about 30 k's from Dunedin City. And I just bought it. I was basically at the supermarket. It was at the New World supermarket, and there was a notice board up, and it sort of said, shacks for sale, rent to buy. And it's on Ngāi Tahu leasehold land, so you don't actually own the land itself. So we're talking sort of as cheap as you can really get any kind of property for in the world, in New Zealand certainly.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like a dream.
Yeah, and I just sort of rang this number and off the notice board, and then I ended up driving out to have a look at the place, and it was a rundown shack in the middle of nowhere. The Gums itself is a railway workers settlement. I'm not sure sort of what date the settlement was established, but so I just sort of bought this place because I could afford to. It wasn't through a bank, and it's a really neat spot. It's really beautiful. It looks out. It's north facing, looking up the east coast of the South Island. So
that's a really interesting way to come to own, well, not land, but a property. That's amazing. Does it inspire you? Is it what's the feeling out there?
It's really beautiful. It's really quiet up there. You don't have people popping by to say hello or catch up, which can be a bit lonely at times, but can also be a nice way to have a lot of time to make creative projects work.
Wow. And what sort of recording setup have you got in the shack?
Well, I don't have too much of a permanent recording setup, but so Tom Bell, who plays bass in the band, he's a recording engineer by trade. and he's between the band we've sort of all got a bit of gear, so we'd just sort of go and set up for a few days and spend a few days out there tracking. So yeah, we'd basically just take all the gear with us. So there's not really a permanent studio set up out there.
Wow, I just think that's really, how fantastic. Lots of people give their eye teeth to have a little shack somewhere where they could go and be creative. Often for people, it's just a shed out the back of the house.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's one of the really nice things about Dunedin. It does have quite a bit of affordable property. So whereas you miss out on various aspects of being in a bigger city in Dunedin, you do have quite a few opportunities if you take a bit of time to sort of scratch beneath the surface. There's quite a good lifestyle here.
Yeah. Hey, now, I'm desperate to check out your leading single from your sophomore record. Have you actually got a title for the record, which is due out this year? Do we know?
Yeah, the record's going to be called Cosmic Radio Station.
Oh, cool. And and do you have a release date set?
We've just finished the record, and we're sort of in the process of sending it off to be pressed on vinyl. But with the turnaround time at the moment, getting vinyl pressings back from the UK, they can be anywhere from sort of 3 to 4 months. So we're going to be looking at the middle of the year at the earliest, I'd say, at this stage.
But worth the wait for the vinyl, huh? Very traditional.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be nice to have some wax.
Hey, thank you so much, Mike, for taking the time to chat to us.
Yeah, cool, Camilla. Thank you.
And keep us posted. And congratulations on your productivity and the shifting sands. I can't wait to listen to the whole entire record. So let's check out. Cool. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And we'll check out All the Stars right now. Thanks so much, Mike.
Great. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Bye.